Hello Internet, my name is Lave and I've got yet another film to review from the London Film Festival, and this one is The Florida Project. Now, I was really looking forward to this film. I really liked the trailer and I had it on good authority from trusted sources that this was a really great film, and it didn't disappoint. So this is a contemporary film set in, you guessed it, Florida, on the outskirts of Disney World, and follows the lives of various people in and around a motel, primarily focusing on a young single mother called Hayley and her 6-year-old daughter Mooney and her adventures with her little buddies. So I guess I'm not the only one who has certain preconceptions about Florida. I think of it as a really happy place full of tourists. I went there when I was 6 or 7 years old and had the best time. I went to Disney World, Busch Gardens, Alligator World. It was the best, and surely anyone who lives there must think this is the best place in the world, right? Well, actually, this film's agenda is to show that behind all of the consumerism, the themed restaurants, the theme parks, the sunny, glorious sunny days, there's actually still problems there. I guess like anywhere in the world, it's actually a really biting commentary on the housing situation in that part of America. And at the centre of it all are real people who are just trying to earn a living and put a roof over their heads. Many of them resort to living in these motels. The American dream is a dream for some people, but it's actually a nightmare for everyone else. And for me, the film really achieved its objective. It painted Florida in a whole new light for me. For some reason, I couldn't help but think of that suburban town in Edward Scissorhands or the town in Blue Velvet, where everything is seemingly perfect on the outside, but really it's utterly superficial. And the direction is fantastic. It's practically a documentary. It's got a handheld feel to it, but then it's not afraid to show you stuff from certain characters' perspectives at point. It's fantastic. It is also bookended with music, but I don't remember there being a score throughout the film, but maybe that's because I was so engrossed in the characters I just didn't notice. So let's talk about some of the characters, because this film is full of wonderful little performances, but I'm going to focus on the newcomer. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. It's Bria Vinaite, not sure on the pronunciation, but she's playing Hayley, the mother to Mooney. She's a really rebellious character. She's full of hustle and bustle, but despite the fact that she doesn't really do anything to help or improve her own situation, I couldn't help but root for her and like her. Maybe that's because underneath her tough exterior, you can see she does love her daughter, and the chemistry between them is really, really fantastic. Yeah, she's a really fascinating character. She's a bit of a law unto herself. She often burns bridges with the only positive people in her life. She gets in a rut with one of her mates, but most notably Willem Defoe. Oh, Willem Defoe is so fantastic in this. He's playing the manager of the motel who's got to put up with all of the kids running around getting into trouble, but you can see that he really does care. He's a wonderful human being in this. I'm sure he is in real life as well, but his performance is so fantastic. I really hope that he gets an Oscar nomination. He's absolutely wonderful in this.
I love you too!
But the real stars of this film are the kids. Now, I really hate criticising child performances, which makes me so happy to report that there aren't any in this. But I do think that the director has a large part to play in that. I'll come back to that in a second. But the kids are fantastic. They're little gits, but they're adorable little gits. They're absolutely the product of the environment that they've been raised in. They go out, they hustle and bustle. They're so funny and so mischievous. It's absolutely wonderful. And through their eyes, it's all just one big playground to them. And of course, because they're children, they're ignorant to the larger problems. Easily my favourite line in the whole movie is uttered by Mooney when she's sitting on a tree with one of her best mates, and she says, "I love this tree because it's fallen over, but it's still growing." That perfectly encapsulates what this film is all about. Now, as joyous and as fun as it is to watch these kids running around playing and having fun and getting into trouble, I couldn't help but shake this impending feeling. I'm not by any means saying that it's predictable, but it's certainly just inevitable, and some of the characters are aware of it, and when it starts to happen, when it starts to play out, it honestly, it broke my heart. And it includes a performance from this little girl who plays Mooney. it honestly, it broke my heart. I was like, oh. Obviously, I don't want to give anything away, but wow, the way this film wraps up, it's absolutely stunning. So that's my thoughts on the Florida Project, and pause the video if you want to take a closer look at my enjoyment tracker now. It's a wonderful film full of charm and heart. It's got fantastic performances. The chemistry between all of the cast is fantastic, and it was really lovely to see that that chemistry is real in real life as well, because the director and some of the cast came out on stage at the end of the film. It was absolutely wonderful. On top of their fantastic chemistry, perhaps the best thing that I can say about this film is that it just feels completely real, and I think that is all down to the director. He confirmed my suspicions that a lot of it was ad-libbed. I'm sure he had a basic outline and he did write a script, but he let the actors just get on with their performances. It feels so real, so natural. It honestly feels like you're an observer. It feels like it's a real slice of life. It's really wonderful, with an important message as well. Yeah, this was absolutely one of my favourites from London Film Festival. I'm really looking forward to seeing this one again. I'm definitely going to be buying it on Blu-ray when it comes out. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. So thanks very much for watching my review of the Florida Project. I've got one more review from the London Film Festival to come, so please keep an eye out for that because it's another belter. But in the meantime, thanks very much as always for watching. If you can, give this video a like and don't forget to share the lave. Yeah, you bitch, share the lave.